Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the self-publishing video series. It's completely free. Today we're going to cover pricing and publish, which is the last stage of the process. And we're going to cover the summary first. I know it's a bit backwards, but I have forgotten what I wanted to cover in the past. So here's a brief run through, and you're going to want to stick till the end because I cover something a bit exciting beyond books, opportunities beyond books. You can read that there. So the first thing we're going to cover is you got to price for your niche. I'll just do a very brief example. It's not my niche, I don't understand it, but I'll just do a brief run through so you get the idea. Once you know your niche, hopefully you know your niche, you need to assess what royalties you're going to get and whether that fits within the minimum pricing for ebook and paperback formats. Okay, there are two separate pricings. Now I'm going to mention briefly right now underpricing and customer perceived value. This is something I've really struggled with because initially when I started publishing books, I underpriced thinking people will buy my book because it's slightly cheaper than my competitors. Now that was not the case. Okay, it backfired, and I believe it's because customers perceived the value of my book to be lower and therefore just didn't buy my book. Maybe my book wasn't that great, I understand, that's fine, but there is definitely an element to perceived value being lower if you price your book lower. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so now once you know your price for the niche and your royalties, the minimum pricing, I'm going to show you a shortcut as well as the detail, so you can go through the detail if you want to look at the detail. And all you have to do once you've got that is click publish. Okay, so let's dive right in. We'll start with price for the niche. So I'm going to just very quickly go through this example. Put your niche in here as to what you're trying to go for. In this case, Christian books for women, and this is for the Kindle edition, so ebook format. And just take a browse. So have a look at the prices and see where your book might fit in. So $10, $15, $2, you know, $9, $10, $15, $2 again. So just assess where your book fits in for the ebook, and then you'll have to repeat this for the paperback version so you know how much to price your book at. Okay, and once you know that, go to the ebook and paperback royalties listing, which is what I tend to do. I'll show you that quickly, but before we do that, I'm going to showcase today's self-published author, Michael Murray. He's got a couple of books out. One of them's a bestseller, and the other one is free. That's right, completely free. So feel free to go check that out. That's Michael Murray. The links will be included in the description below. Okay, so let's jump back into the royalties discussion. For ebooks, I'm not going to spend too much time in the detail because I'm going to show you my shortcut. But I will include links in the description, so if you want to, you can go and check these out. There's ebook royalties, basically 35 and 70%. The minimum and maximum pricing is, you know, depends on the size of the file and the country that you're listing it in. There's also a lot more detail on the digital pricing page if you want to read through that. There's a bit about delivery costs and matching competitors' price. So I'll include links, don't worry, you don't need to memorize all this. So this for the ebook pricing. Let's move on to the print costs. Now, printing costs, KDP has some examples here, and you can also use their calculator, use our calculator. I'll show you that briefly. You can download the calculator over here. The page is KDP Tools and Resources, and then if you scroll down to printing costs and royalty calculator, you can download it, and it'll give you a spreadsheet. Feel free to fill this in, but basically you put in the ink type, like ink or color, number of pages, and then your estimated price that you think you want to list at. This is for paperback. Okay, now let me show you my shortcut. I go straight into the final tab before you click publish. Just before you click publish, the final tab, you got to put your pricing. I put my pricing in, and I see what KDP tells me my royalties will be. So that's my cheat for paperback as well as ebook. Literally the same thing for ebook. I will put in my list price, and then it'll tell me what my estimated royalties are. Now, if you like that tip, don't forget to smash that likey button. That really helps me if you don't mind. So now let's jump back to the summary, because all you have to do once you've got the pricing is click publish, and it'll go through KDP's review process, and you're off to the races. So that's your book published. Well done. Now, publishing your book is just the first step, basically, I think. You've got to market your book, and you've got so many more opportunities. And let me discuss one such opportunity that exists for you right now. Okay? And that is book prizes. That's right, book prizes. This one, North Street Book Prize, and I'm going to do a separate video solely for North Street Book Prize because this is in its 7th year running, and they've got the Alliance of Independent Authors badge, and that's quite a good badge to have, especially for self-published authors. You want to look out for this badge here. Now, there are prizes. The top prize is $5,000, and you can have a look at the prizes details over here. Okay, and these are the categories they're accepting self-published books for, and what they're not accepting, so feel free to read that. And there is an entry fee of $65 per book, so that's worth mentioning. So there's a pretty cool prize that you could potentially enter right now, and the dates are running up until June 30th, 2021. So just consider, book prizes as a potential opportunity. Once you've published your books, you can definitely look at book prizes. Okay, all right. So that will conclude this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing to the channel, and I shall see you in the next video. Have a great day, everyone.